working with the Department of Defense on ways to change the composition of expenditure to modernize the defense force moving forward. Madam Speaker, combating financial crimes and corruption is essential to protecting the integrity of our economy and the institutions that foster stability and social well-being. Funds are allocated for enhancing the financial forensic and accounting capability in our law enforcement institutions, further strengthening our ability to detect and prosecute complex economic crimes. These efforts address recommendations from the Financial Action Task Force and the State Capital Commission, ensuring that we continue to fight money laundering and the financing of terrorism with urgency and precision. There are remaining issues that require work during the year, which may require funding later in the year. These include infrastructure projects in the BFI, the rolling stock fleet renewal program, accommodating population changes that impact on provincial equitable share, in particular the 3 provinces, strengthening capability in the Office of the Chief Justice, Statistics South Africa and the South African Revenue Service were already attending to it. An issue which has been raised is also the issue of political funding and infrastructure provision for real houses.
Right, let's get some reaction. We're joined now by Willem Els, Senior Training Coordinator at the Institute for Security Studies. A very good evening to you, Willem. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, with the Finance Minister's allocation of the budget to the SANDF, what is your reaction to the cash injection?
Good evening to you, Mpho. Yes, we see that's the first time in years that the SANDF is not standing in the back of the row when it comes to allocation of funds, or at least they will receive some more funding. Also, we see that the challenges posed by our foreign deployment started off with the SAMIM deployment in Mozambique. We see that they were underfunded and under-resourced, and that led to some challenges. And we also have a desperate situation currently in the DRC, where there are some 1,000 of our troops based there that are basically under siege by a terrorist organization. And we see that happened because of a lack of funding, lack of planning, a lack of resources, etc., etc. So this 5 billion, will it be just for this year? Is it going to be extended? Because, you know, fighting the war and also establishing a peacekeeping mission, it is a very expensive business.
With all of that said, it does remain unclear whether existing peacekeeping activities refers solely to the current SADC mission in the DRC, or if it perhaps extends to broader military operations such as border security or continental peacekeeping engagements. What is your understanding?
Yeah, you know, South Africa is very unpredictable. We saw that with the demobilization of SAMIM in Mozambique. They were still busy demobilizing, and then there was a pledge already that South Africa will now deploy in the DRC. So you know, that placed an additional strain on the defense force. We see that the defense force is, like I mentioned, under-resourced. They are understaffed in many ways, but also they are being used as a backstop by the police in South Africa to assist them with crime prevention and other operations. And then also they are being deployed on our borders. So they are really stretched, and you know, sometimes it is almost a situation of, are we not trying to tap water from a rock?
Yeah. What about the state of readiness to defend the country if we are being attacked? How does the boost and the cash injection assist?
Yeah, that will help. It depends how it is being governed, because you know, just last month the minister mentioned in the portfolio committee that when she walked in to the management of the SANDF, there was only one word you could describe it with, and that was the total chaos. So I think it will have to start there. It's now the ideal opportunity that we've got the funding, but also we have to demonstrate now the political will to start sorting out our challenges within the SANDF. We can start by, for instance, it is an extremely top-heavy structure that we have. We can see how we can get rid of some of those exuberant posts that are being there. The second thing that can be done is we have to look at recruitment of new soldiers, because the average age of our soldiers are around 40 years old. So they are aging, and we need new blood, we need young blood, but also we need to keep up with technology and with the latest in training. So it is the ideal opportunity to start now, but as I mentioned, we need political will to drive that.
So despite the funding, Willem, the minister was unequivocal in stating that the overall SANDF expenditure would remain constrained. How should one interpret that?
Yeah, like I said, over the past years, there've been severe cuts on the military to such an extent that they actually became non-functional in some ways. So, and it's going to take some time to revive that and to rebuild the military. It's going to take a lot of more money to do that. And it's also not something that will be done overnight. So it is a process, but you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think is going to change after the funding for security functions?
Yeah, I think it's a whole broad spectrum from the prison services to the judiciary, the courts, and also the police. You mentioned especially the forensic services. We know that there's a tremendous backlog on cases and the caseload on our forensic services, where there's a backlog in the analysis of these cases. We see that technology needs to be acquired in order to keep up with the latest trends, and that is all expensive equipment that needs to be bought. We also saw that the minister, in his strategy, he said that we're going to focus on technology, and I think there will be a big focus on technology on all fields in order to lighten the work of the police, but also and the other security institutions, but also to make them more effective.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you so much for speaking to us and weighing in on this discussion. Wrapping up that conversation with Willem Els, Senior Training Coordinator at the Institute for Security Studies.